Forget Brexit and forget COVID. The biggest threat to the future of West Norfolk is climate change and the sea level rise that it is causing. This map shows the areas of Norfolk that will be under the annual flood level by 2050. And if you live in Kings Lynn, Hunston, Heacham, or any of the Fen villages, it's pretty devastating news. It's predicted that floods as bad as the disastrous floods of 1953, which killed over 3,000 people in East Anglia and Holland, will be happening every year by then. And 2050 is just 29 years away. We're only as far from it now as we are from 1992. The Fens of West Norfolk, Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire are actually one of the most vulnerable places in the whole world to sea level rise, because they're already at or below sea level. Some people say it doesn't matter, because those places were once underwater anyway. But I think that's a terrible thing to say. They were, but tens of thousands of people live there now. These are our homes and the places we love. We can't just let them disappear. If you live in one of the red areas on this map, then your home is at risk. And as the sea levels rise, you might find yourself unable to sell it and unable to insure it. This threat is very real. Residents of Fairbourne in Wales are already counting the costs after their council decided to decommission the village. The council decided it was just too expensive to defend, so the 850 residents will all have to leave their homes and they won't receive any compensation. We can still avoid this unimaginably terrible future, but only if we stop burning fossil fuels and stop destroying nature as quickly as possible. So for the last 2 years, local campaigners in West Norfolk have been asking our borough council to do exactly that. We've asked them to declare a climate emergency and take serious action. The Green councillor Michael de Wally has even prepared the paperwork for them. But 3 times the Conservative councillors have refused to agree to it. Almost all the independent councillors have agreed to it. So have the Labour councillors, the Greens and the Liberal Democrats. Councillors from all parties think that taking serious action against climate change to save West Norfolk is a good idea. But not the Conservatives. Not one Conservative councillor has voted to take action. Many of the Conservatives who have voted against taking action represent people in vulnerable places, and they'll be standing for election again at the upcoming county elections. People like Stuart Dark in Dersingham, Graham Middleton in Gaywood North and Central, Martin Storey in Feltwell, Leslie Bambridge in Kings Lynn North and Central, Julian Kirk in Marshland North, and their leader, Brian Long, in Fincham. This is an absolute scandal. Not only are the Conservatives refusing to take action on the biggest threat that West Norfolk faces, they're actively standing in the way of the people that are trying. They're acting against your interests, and they're acting against your children's interests. So draw your own conclusions. Do you think the Conservatives care about you, your home, or the West Norfolk we love? Just listen to what they say about us. When the councillor responsible for the environment, Ian Devereux, was asked about the people at risk in his own ward of Stettersham, he was clear about how little he cared. He could have said how hard he was working to keep us safe, but instead he just said, they chose to live there and develop their houses in the full knowledge of what's happening. But did you? Did you know about how at risk West Norfolk is before you bought your home? Well, you do now. And the one way you can tell the Conservatives how you feel about their refusal to keep you safe is to tell them at the ballot box. The county council elections are on the 6th of May. Please vote for a councillor who will act to save your home and the West Norfolk we love. This isn't about the environment and polar bears anymore. For us in West Norfolk, fighting climate change is just self-defence. But please don't stop at the elections. Join one of your local climate action groups and together Let's save West Norfolk.